Hey guys, welcome back to Nirvana. Today's pursuit to paradise takes us to the Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino. So we actually won this trip, so I'll let you know how and what we did in just a little bit. And then unlike my usual videos, I also decided to feature some of the amazing places that we visited in Las Vegas since we didn't spend much time at the resort. So just a little history, the Westgate Las Vegas is actually one of the most historic resorts in Las Vegas, and it's famous for where Elvis Presley did his 7-year residency with over 800 record-breaking sold-out shows. Yes, 800. It was then known as the International Hotel, and at the time, it was the largest hotel casino in the world. Right now, it currently features over 2,900 rooms, over 13 restaurants, 6 bars, pool, hot tub, spa and salon, fitness center, conference center, wedding chapel, and of course a casino. Upon entering, there is a very spacious and beautiful lobby for check-in. As you can see, it also features an Elvis statue with more information on his residency, and then not too far from that is his dressing room. You guys know I tried. I couldn't get in here. As you can probably see already, and based on the history I gave, it's definitely an older property but well maintained. Up next, I'll show you the penthouse suite, the 2-bedroom villa, and the signature room. First up, we have the penthouse, featuring a living room, dining area, kitchen, and 4 bedrooms, all featuring their own ensuite bathrooms. The entire suite actually has 6 bathrooms in all and is 2,500 square feet, but you can't really tell honestly because of the layout. So this is one of the 2 living and dining areas. As you can see, it features lots of seating, a TV, nice dining area, and a kitchen. And then all the bedrooms were a very good size, had beautiful views of the city, and as I mentioned, also featured ensuite bathrooms. All the rooms also had either a king or queen bed, a TV, and a seating area. And then as you'll see shortly, some of the rooms also have a separate kitchenette area as well, and the penthouse does include a washer and dryer, which is always a plus. So to be honest, I didn't like the overall layout of the penthouse at all. In my opinion, it felt very choppy, like they just combined a few suites together instead of one large cohesive space. Here we have that second living and dining area that I mentioned earlier, and again, it just feels like a complete different suite. Next up, we have the 2-bedroom villa, which also has a living area, dining area, and kitchen. Both of the bedrooms have king beds and feature TVs and a sitting area in addition to a kitchenette. And also both rooms also have an ensuite bathroom. And then finally we have the signature room, which is the room that we won. And then as you can see right off the bat, it's not as updated, but it was definitely pretty spacious and it had beautiful views. In fact, I was actually surprised at how nice the view was. The tallest building in the center there is the Strat Hotel. We ended up going there for dinner to the Top of the World restaurant. Oh my god, so nice. I'm going to show it a little later though. The signature room features a king bed, sofa, TV, and mini fridge. And then as for the bathroom, it was pretty basic, but it included essentials like a blow dryer, extra tissues, and additional towels. I will say, in my opinion, it definitely needs to be updated, especially this bathtub. It left a lot to be desired, I'll say that much. And finally, I know you guys must be wondering how we won this trip in the first place. So quick story time. Claude and I were driving one day just running errands, and a giveaway actually came on the radio. The question was along the lines of what animal lays an egg, excluding birds, and he said he thought the answer was snake. So when I called in, they said we were actually one of the winners and offered us 3 free nights in either Las Vegas, Orlando, or New York. We picked Las Vegas because we both had never been, and we thought it would be a good opportunity to go. The catch was that we had to cover our own travel expenses and do a 90-minute tour of the property once we got there. So that's what you can see going on here. So they provided breakfast to us in the morning and then pretty much marketed the hell out of the place. It was basically a 3-hour sales pitch where they tried to sell you timeshare and vacation packages and tour the rooms. It wasn't a right fit for us, and so we ended up declining, and that was that. Not a bad trade if you ask me. And then along with the free nights, we also won $100 in tokens, as you can see here, for doing the tour. So just as we left the pitch, we headed straight for the casino. And let's just say this is where our luck ran out. As expected, the resort has a lot of slot machines and all the table games you can think of, like poker and blackjack. This section of the casino was for high bets, featuring additional slots and games. As I briefly mentioned before, Westgate does a lot of residences, and Manila was the current headliner. The theater and international showroom are beyond those ropes. And then next to the slots is the world's largest race and sports book for sports bets. It also featured a separate poker room that hosts tournaments and has 2 restaurants. And then by the table games is a smaller stage for nightly shows and entertainment. This is what it looks like at night when everyone is out having a good time. And then on the other side of the resort, as you can see, almost looks like a mall. It has lots of stores for shopping. Whether you're looking for high-end brands or everyday items, you can find it here. There's also a Raider store and a gift shop. And of course, what's a Las Vegas resort without a chapel? Here you can do weddings, vow renewals, and receptions. This is as far as I could make it inside. And then there is also a large arcade for the kids to enjoy themselves with lots of games. Next up, we have Sid's Cafe, which was actually one of our favorite restaurants there, and we ended up having breakfast here every morning. It was pretty good. There's also an Italian restaurant called Fresco. As you can see, somebody really liked their photo up. And then right next to it is a high-end steakhouse called Edge. And then here you can see the dry aging room that shows the beef during the 40-day aging period. Pretty cool. There's also a sushi restaurant, and then I have to show you this Benihana. So this is actually the world's largest Benihana, and it first debuted here more than 40 years ago. It was so beautiful in here with all the authentic Japanese decor, lights, and waterfall and stream. There was just a nice vibe in here. And then there was also a sake bar and of course many hibachi girls. On the other side of the resort is the conference center featuring many meeting and conference rooms. And then lastly, I'll show you outside before some of the amazing places we visited in Vegas, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so once outside, there is a nice courtyard area that leads to the pool, gym, and spa. So first up, we have the Serenity Spa and Fitness Center. As you can see, the gym is pretty big with lots of machines to choose from. As I always say to you guys, I don't see these areas on vacation, so this is just for you guys. Right next door is the spa, very relaxing environment. I didn't do any treatments though, so I didn't get to record those rooms, but as you can see, many products available for purchase. There was also a salon called Eye Blow Dry that was very beautiful and spacious. The girls were super sweet. And now to the pool area. So you aren't allowed to bring any food and drinks in here as there's a designated bar and grill here already. Here at the top section, there are open and VIP cabanas that have additional seating, and some also have TVs. On the other side, we have the bar and grill, and then much more additional lounge seating. And then that's a wrap for Westgate, guys. For the rest of the video, I'll feature places outside of the resort as we really wanted to explore and make the most of the trip. So here on the first night, we decided to walk to the Las Vegas Strip and explore, which was only about 10 or 15 minutes walk from the resort. Las Vegas is such a beautiful city. As expected, lots of lights and excitement, and the energy is just infectious, honestly. And then who said you have to go to Paris to see the infamous Eiffel Tower? We also stopped by the Bellagio Resort for their hourly water fountain show. It was pretty nice. I'll insert a little clip here. And then we spent the rest of the night exploring Gordon Ramsay's Hell Kitchen, another infamous spot, and of course Caesar's Palace, Fat Tuesday. We had a good time. And then the next morning we went to the Las Vegas Speedway. It was Claude's birthday and I surprised him with race car driving his favorite sports car. Wife of the Year award goes to me, I know. So the place is called Dream Racing, and as you can see, there are many supercars and sports cars to choose from, including Lamborghinis, Ferraris, GTRs, Porsches, Corvettes, etc. So once you check in, there is a virtual simulator that you can do, and then there is a safety briefing that we had to do prior to going on the track. And then it was time for fun. It was such a cool experience from start to finish, and oh my god, I didn't actually realize how fast these cars actually go. Claude has always had a slight obsession with GTRs, and so it was a no-brainer. There are instructors that come along as well, and here he's just making sure he's familiar and comfortable with the car. And then off he went. Go babe, go! And of course, I had to get in on the action too. But instead of driving, I did the drifting experience. And of course, the instructor did the driving. Honestly, a 10 out of 10 experience. And then we also got certificates of completion at the end. Very nice touch. And then remember the Strat Hotel that I showed you guys from the room window. As I mentioned, later that night we went there for dinner. So this was the incredible view from the top of the sky pod and observation deck. Absolutely beautiful. Here's us enjoying the view. There's also me realizing there's a whole ride at the top, 1,000 feet above ground. Too bad we were already dressed for dinner, because I definitely would have tried this. So as I mentioned, the restaurant is called the Top of the World Restaurant, and it's approximately 800 feet above ground. The cool thing is that the entire restaurant slowly rotates 360 degrees the entire time. Here you can see a couple of videos that show much better that we were moving. Every 80 minutes, it does a full 360 turn, so you can literally get views of the entire city. Such a dope experience. Not to mention the food was very good, and the birthday boy also got dessert and a happy birthday song. Birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Connie. Thank you. Again, Best Wife Award. Thank you very much. Yay. Yeah. The following day, we went to the Planet Hollywood Resort to the Criss Angel Theater. We thought, what's a Vegas trip without the infamous Criss Angel show, right? So the show was called Mind Freak. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to record, but it was very entertaining and fun. And I'm sure you can tell by the entrance alone that it was very theatrical and energetic. And in case you don't know who Criss Angel is, he's a famous illusionist and he does levitation and magic tricks, known to do some pretty crazy stunts. After the show, we explored Planet Hollywood, which was very nice. I would definitely come back. And then we decided to try out the Gordon Ramsay restaurant there. I watch a lot of his cooking shows and was super excited. So this one was called Gordon Ramsay Burger. Drinks and burgers were pretty good. I'd say 7 out of 10. The next day, we explored the Vegas Strip some more. We stopped by Fat Tuesdays again, and then we visited the Forum shops at Caesars at the Caesars Palace. I absolutely loved the architecture inside here. Oh my god. And the mall featured lots of great stores and restaurants. As you can see, the ceilings give the illusion of clouds in the sky above, which I thought was really cool. Here we have the Falls of Atlantis, where they have the Atlantis show. I didn't realize there was a show until after we left, so we missed it, but the aquarium was nice nonetheless. So next up, we went to the Grand Canal shops at the Venetian Resort. So this was one of my personal favorite places this trip. The architecture was just beautiful, and I felt like I was transported to Venice, Italy. So the Venetian Resort also offers gondola rides in the Grand Canal. And y'all know this couldn't pass me by. So these are authentic Venetian gondolas, and as you can see, there are also gondoliers that serenade you as they pilot the gondola. It was for sure a very memorable experience, and I would definitely recommend it, especially for couples. And then inside the Venetian hotel, somehow the architecture got even better. Nobody could tell me I wasn't in Venice, okay? Absolutely beautiful. And as you can see, the gondola rides are also available inside as well. So in addition, the Venetian hotel has a casino, of course, shopping options, and restaurants. Did anybody used to watch Buddy's baking show? So I saw his restaurant here, and I was pretty excited to try it as well. I love the authentic Italian vibe, and let me tell you something, this lasagna, 10 out of 10. And that's a wrap for Las Vegas, guys. Here's a few more shots at sunset and nighttime because it was just too pretty not to share. There's also a fire show, by the way, right across from the Venetian at the Mirage Volcano. As you can see, the entertainment never really ends here, and we honestly only scratched the surface. Our trip exceeded our expectations, and we absolutely fell in love with Las Vegas. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Since I featured so many places in this video, I'll just do an overall rating for each instead of going in depth like usual. So for Westgate Las Vegas, I give 3 out of 5. Overall, it was a good property. I love the history of Elvis there. The location was great, but the property definitely needed renovation and some updating. I can't say we would go back if we actually had to pay. I did forget to mention too that even though we didn't have to cover the nightly rate, we still had to pay the taxes. And that timeshare pitch, guys, was not fun. The only reason the free nights worked out for us is because we really ventured outside the resort and explored Las Vegas. Dream racing was a pretty dope experience, and I would definitely give it a 5 out of 5. I will say it was a bit pricey, but in my opinion, it was worth it. So for the GTR, it was 5 laps and it was $2.99. And then for my drift ride along experience, it was $99. And then the video footage as well was an additional $79. So with taxes and fees, it was a little over $500. So keep that in mind. The Top of the World restaurant was also a great experience. I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5. It was for sure a high-end restaurant, so definitely on the pricier side as well. But the 360 view, the food, the service were all amazing. I honestly can't remember exactly how much we spent here, but it was around $300, and it was also an additional $50 just to be seated at the window. The Criss Angel show, I'd give a 3.5 out of 5. So it was definitely a very entertaining show, but I feel like I figured out a couple of the tricks really easily. Our tickets were about $125 each for our seats. I think prices started at around $50 depending on where you chose. Gordon Ramsay burger was good as well, but I just have to give it a 3.5 out of 5. I was expecting it to be the best burger I've ever had, and that just wasn't the case. Maybe I just had too high expectations here because of Gordon Ramsay and the shows, I don't know. In regard to the gondola rides at the Venetian, I would give it a 4 out of 5. It was the serenade for me. I loved it. The cost was listed as $39 per person, but when we got there, it was a little bit more to have our own gondola because we didn't want to share with strangers. And then lastly, Buddy V's Italian restaurant was a great affordable restaurant. I'd have to give it a 5 out of 5. The lasagna, I think, was the best I've ever had, so 10 out of 10 just for that. All in all, guys, Las Vegas definitely lives up to the hype, and I highly recommend you visit. As always, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I have so much to share with you guys, so don't forget to subscribe. Please like this video and feel free to leave a comment and let me know which place was your favorite. On to the next pursuit. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, how could I forget the nice stranger from the resort?
Out of Vegas, man, you know, whatever they say about Vegas, I don't give a all the way from Texas, man. Y'all already know what's up.
Yes!